Welcome in, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. We are in an event today. We are in Yadi's Workshop and Friends for the Love of Journaling, and the event theme is fall. So that is what we will be doing. I hope that you guys have had a wonderful Sunday and that you have been able to maybe catch some of today's presenters, because I think this would be very cool for sure. Lots of info, lots of stuff, different ways to do journals, just all over fun event. Hello there, Miss Yadi. Thank you so much for having this event and for allowing me to be part of it. Thank you for sharing me into the group. I do appreciate that. Let me send myself out, and forgive me for the delay on coming on. I had to restart my whole computer. I don't know what the heck it was doing. It was being special. That's all we're gonna say. It was being special. It was like, it's Sunday. We normally don't go live on Sunday. Which normally we don't. I know it is a rare thing to see me on Sundays. I usually try to keep that for family only. But if it's late enough, I've started doing a few events. Mainly the journaling ones, because Miss Yadi's only hosts events on Sundays mainly. A few Saturdays, but mostly Sundays, and I love being in her events. So I just try to do it after my husband's left for work. So hey there, Miss Amy. Thank you so much for your awesome tutorial earlier. Miss Amy was on before me, so if you have not seen her, if you are new to her, please go to Crafts by Amy and give her a follow, so that way you can see what she is up to. Alright, let me get y'all turned down here. So it's fall, guys. It was starting to feel like fall, because it was starting to be a little cooler in the mornings. Yeah, well, that's again kind of gone. I don't know. It does what it wants to do. So we've had amazing creators today showing you different ways of sewing and everything else. So I'm not going to actually put together a journal. I've done that on other lives, but I'm going to show you some items that are going to end up inside of my fall themed journal. So I have a stack of these. I have some in white and I have some in the craft paper. These are just little pockets. They are 2.5 by 4. 2.5 by 4. So you can get a pack of 25 of these. If you have an Ollie's near you, they are getting a lot of the American craft items in. These are one of those items. If you do have an Ollie's, check them out. You can get a pack of 25 of these for $1. I actually saw where somebody said to check your Dollar General, because they're also getting some of the American craft items. And so I went to mine earlier when I went to go get me a coffee, and they had them. So I picked up 1 pack of each, and they were 75 cents for 25. So, we are going to take a napkin that I have already taken off all of the additional plies to. It is really cute, very fall themed, and we're going to actually decoupage these. Yes, actually, one of the videos that one of the ladies that I follow, she mentioned your store, and I was going to message you because they had paper pads, for $1.99. They're the Park Lane. A lot of the stuff that is coming is American Crafts or the Joann stuff. So you really got to go check it out because, yeah, really cool. I meant to message you because she went to 7 different places in New Orleans, well, in the Louisiana area, and she mentioned the new store in the Covington area, and I was like, oh, I need to tell Miss Amy. It's like, I know somebody who's out that way. So we are going to do something that we haven't done in a bit, and we're going to do some decoupaging on to these little bags. I will tell you that the craft one feels a little bit heavier though. Well, see, the coin ones actually fold down. These ones are meant to stay open so that you can put in like a small tag or something like that. I have seen those. I actually have all 3 different sizes, but they are in like the manila mainly, and whereas these are craft or the white. So I thought that was pretty cool. All right, we are going to get my iron turned on. I'm going to do that. And then I want to try and see how it does if I use my glue stick, and then we'll do, you know, our typical Mod Podge or Elmer's glue. So, but yeah, I meant to message you, Miss Amy, and I saw you were on the lineup for today, so I was like, oh yeah. And then I remembered again, and then I still forgot to message you. But yeah, she hauled a few different good things. A lot of at the Ollie's you can find the Jolie stickers, which are really nice. Sometimes if you none of mine have, I don't have one that's, I mean, honestly, the closest one to me is 30 minutes away on one direction, 45 minutes the other way, and then the rest are an hour or so because they're up in Atlanta. So, and I try to stay out of Atlanta as much as I can. But a lot of people have said to keep your eye open because EK Success tools are supposed to be part of what's coming in with those. I haven't seen any in my stores, but maybe some other places will. I don't know. But the only thing I ever saw was an emoji smiley face and punch and a poop emoji, and I was like, okay, I don't need either of those. If it would have been a circle or a heart or something like that, maybe. But so yeah, but definitely because yeah, that one lady was saying that she really liked the Covington store because of the fact that with it being new, it was nice and organized. Because if anybody's ever been to an Ollie's before, you know, you can get some good deals, but it tends to always be a cluster mess. I was trying not to use the word we normally use, but you know, it's that. All right, so again, I'm just going to come and try to find my stuff up there. Hello there, Miss Yvonne. So up after me, guys, is our last presenter, and that is going to be Miss Cindy from Monarch Mom DIY. I'm excited to see what she does. They took over the Big Lots. Yeah, the one that we have in Madison, which is 45 minutes if I go to the left when I come out of my area. They also took over where Big Lots used to be out in Madison area. They're also a newer one, and I like going there because they're very clean and organized still. I say still because, you know, I know how I've seen the other ones. But they don't have a whole lot, and they're a little bit lost. They can't really answer a whole lot of, like, they don't know when they're gonna get stuff or anything like that. So it is. Thank you for sending the fox out. I do appreciate that. Gotta send them foxes out into the wild. And I'm just going to tuck my excess to the back here. And I'm going to trim this off here, just so that I don't have like a whole bunch of excess. So far, it's been pretty easy. I have 2 different napkins that I want to work with today. But, you know, I know it's really nice to print off papers or, you know, find journaling pages and, you know, already have it. But, you know, you can create your own ephemera pockets. Like I said, you know, napkins, you know, you can make your own little pockets. I think are really cute. Anyone get great deals at Aldi? You know what? I really haven't been to Aldi's in a while, honestly. I used to go for many, like the fruits, veggies, but it seems like I can get the same at like a Walmart or so it is what it is. I just do that. Why? Is there something I need to go check out at the Aldi's? I don't know. You know, honestly, the only time I really for sure I'm gonna step into an Aldi is during the holiday season, because I can get my German gingerbread cookies, which is something that it's a treat I grew up with. So I like to go and get those, and that is the only place I can find them. So I will go in and I will stock up. Absolutely love it. So, yeah. So, is there something that I need to be looking at? Because if not, I mean, I have one that's not too far from me. Now, I mean, I'll go and see what they got. But, like I said, other than looking at, you know. So this is, so far, obviously on the white, you know, it's going to be a crisper type image. That's why many times when we decoupage, we paint white as our base. So their mint protein bars are delicious. Oh, I have not tried their protein bars. I might need to try that. I love their candy too, because their chocolate, you know, a lot of it is like the German chocolate or the Dutch chocolate and stuff. So I do like those things. But like I said, I just don't really tend to go in. My husband doesn't like it at all. He cannot stand an Aldi. He does not. The whole idea of you put a quarter in to be able to get the buggy, and if you don't, you know, you got paid for the bags, and I don't know, he just, plus he's very particular on brands for stuff. So yeah, he doesn't really like to go in there. Let's just say that. Thank you for spreading the blessings, my dear friend. I truly appreciate that a lot. I really do. Thank you. So yeah, that's him and his very special ways, and what can I tell you? Alright, so we did the one with that. Now this is just Elmer's glue, and I'm going to add a little bit of water to it so it can mimic as if it was Mod Podge. Just because I don't know where my Mod Podge is. So. And find me a brush that I could use. That one needs to be washed. It's hard. So we'll put it over there. Maybe I'll remember to wash it, because I'm horrible about that. I know he gets the quarterback, but I don't know. You know, a lot of it too is because a lot of the stuff are like, you know, they only have certain things that are like all the time. A lot of it is like, if you like it, you better get it, because then you won't see it again. I don't know. I love him, but you know, it's one of his quirks. It's one of his quirks. Hey, Miss Connie, how are you doing, Mama? My crafty Mama, how are you, my sweet friend? It has been a while. How are you? I hope you are having a blessed Sunday. So today, I am in Yadi's workshop and friends, just journaling around, and the just journaling, man, or for the love of journaling. Oh my gosh, I can't get it straight. We are doing journaling. How about that? Anything to do with journaling. So I am actually doing pockets. We've had some awesome creators who have shown how to do different how to sew in your, you know, and how to create your cover. I loved Yadi's the material that she had. I love putting material on my covers. I really do. I think it is like so cool. And the thing about it is like you can put fabric anywhere. I've used pieces of fabric and made pockets, made clusters, like all kinds of things. That's why I cannot say that I am a straight paper crafter, because I'm not. I love different textures, so that's why I will always say that I am a mixed media artist. That is what I like to do. I like to mix everything up. Carla! Are you back home yet? Are you back home, my sweet friend? Alright, so y'all know you know the deal, right? We're going to put this on here, and we are going to use our iron And we're going to reactivate. And if you do not have a Teflon sheet, use parchment. Only parchment, guys. Don't go try using wax paper, because you'll mess up a whole lot of stuff, and you definitely don't want to do that. Okay. You're home, getting your uniforms washed. Woo! That was a long drive, huh? Definitely a long weekend for you, my sweet friend. I can't wait till I can come and visit with you again. Oh. Did I have glue on here? I guess I did. Yeah, I know it wasn't as long as my drive, but you know, it's a long drive for you. You know, it's a 10-hour drive for me to get to you. It's a bit of a stretch, you know. Just a little bit. I need to come back to Louisiana. Go visit with you again. Maybe get to see Miss Amy this go around as well. Oh, I'm sure it was an exhausting weekend. I'm sure it was. I'd say I'm sorry, but that won't change much. Yes, it would be fun. Yeah, a little. A little. Next time you go somewhere, I think you might not divulge it as much. How far is Baton Rouge from you, Miss Amy? I'm not very good with like a lot of the geographical stuff, so I'm not quite sure. Yeah, she's in Covington. So I know Covington, I remember looking it up, is like on the way out of Louisiana, like heading towards Alabama. I remember that much. So I do remember looking at it, because I found it funny that she lives in Covington, Louisiana, and I live in Covington, Georgia. So I remember being like, where is that? So I do remember looking at it. So Baton Rouge is about an hour. Okay. You'd have to head that way. Yeah, we're gonna have to plan a meetup. That would be a lot of fun. Plan a Louisiana meetup. That would be fun. Yep. Either way it goes, you know, y'all are a drive for me, so it would definitely have to be like an extended weekend or something, just so that, you know, it makes sense for the drive for me. But if I have a car, which I still don't know anything about my car, but when I have a car, I'm gonna say when, because I'm praying that I'll have a car at some point. When I have my own car and I'm not having to play, you know, with trying to back and forth with hubby's truck, then when I have a car, then we can plan something, and we'll drive. Because that would be fun. That would be fun. Alright, so again, I'm just gluing the excess to the back, right? And I did that on purpose because I do want it to have like a clean edge instead of cutting right up at it, because then, you know, it wouldn't look as good. So let's look at these. These ones were the ones that we did, you know, with the wet or the Mod Podge, and then we dried them and then did the iron on so we wouldn't have wrinkles. And then these are with the just straight glue stick on them. I will tell you, if you notice the difference, see if you guys can see. Obviously, number one difference is these ones are warped, and that is obviously because you put a wet medium onto paper. So anytime you do that, it's gonna warp it, whereas these are flat. But seeing as these are going to be glued onto a page and they're going to be, you know, straightened out, essentially, I guess it really comes down to whatever you prefer to do, whichever one you think. They both seem to be very secure to me. Like, I don't see where they're going to be popping off or coming off. This one, saying, you know, same thing. I mean, it's glued down. So personal preference, whichever one you guys would like to do. Again, if you know, have Mod Podge, that's what you have. You don't have a glue stick, or you don't have a glue stick that you like, then I would say then do that. So I am actually going to try to cut this if I can. Obviously, you know, the Covington area would be closer to me than Lake Charles, because for that you got to kind of cross the whole state. But, you know, wherever there could be some good stores for us to go check out, do some thrifting together or something, that would be fun. I think that would be a lot of fun. So I do want to see some of the peaks on this, so I'll just trimming off because I kind of went over with my napkin there. Alright, obviously we are going to ink these because I love to ink. So we're going to ink the edges of these. Just give it some more of that distressed look that I absolutely love. And heck, I mean, brown is definitely a fall color, so I loved that Miss Grace went with the gothic fall. I love that she's doing just an overall gothic journal, and it's got like the different seasons in it. I think that's a lot of fun. You can do a whole lot with that. I love gothic. I love the dark romance. Those are like my jam. That's like my thing. So absolutely loved her ideas. You haven't been thrifting in a while? Well, if I'm gonna go somewhere, I'm definitely gonna go like thrifting. But right now I'm just trying to mainly, if possible, use what I have, and at the same time trying to downsize what I have. So I do want to, I have some stamps out, so we're going to use some of my stamps. We're going to actually stamp on these here in a bit. Let me just finish to do this part, and then we'll get into stamping these. You know, you gotta use what you got, and then, you know, you gotta decide like what it is that you like to do. So like if you prefer, you know, paper crafting, or if you prefer upcycling, or if you prefer, I don't know, painting, you know, just you try to stick with what it is that you like, right? Right now I am trying to be very conscious of what I am picking up, because like I said, I am trying my best to downsize, trying to help make the funds for the deductible on my vehicle. We were able to get Gare's truck, but now we're trying to figure things out with my car, and we'll definitely need to, at some point, it seems like, get me another car. So definitely have to save for that. And I'm also trying to get a 3D printer, because there's some tools that I want to make. Have these ideas in my head, kind of like what Miss Amy was talking about earlier with like templates and stuff. So I have a lot of things rolling in my head, things that I've drawn down, and I want to do those. And I also want to get a laser. So, and we're trying to get, you know, stuff. So the thrifting stores aren't the best, and they're small. Well, see, and the thing about it is, hey, Miss Alicia, how are you? The thing is, I've noticed that, especially like the big ones, you know, they're not that good anymore. Like I'm really wondering, are people just not donating things, or when I do find something that might be like, you know, okay, this is kind of my jam, you know, I could totally use this, then the price is ridiculous, and I'm like, who in the heck is pricing this stuff? Like, I get it, the things are going up, I get it, but, you know, I mean, we've all said it, right? It's ridiculous that you go to a Goodwill and there'll be an item that is a from Dollar Tree, and it's priced more expensive than let's not even go to Dollar Tree. Let's not even talk about that. I am furious because I went in the other day and I thought that I was going to pick up a few items and was wondering why in the world was my receipt so high. Kind of like what happened with Miss Grace. And I go to looking at my receipt and I'm like, why in God's green earth is everything $1.50? So, not only are prices ridiculous and going up everywhere, but they also, yeah, I don't get that. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Yeah. Well, I mean, I understand the mechanics behind it. I understand the logic behind it. Okay, guys, I do. I really do. It's not that I don't. I do understand it, but at the same time, like, I don't understand it. Okay, so we are going to do a little bit of embossing. I'm trying to decide. Let's go with that for right now. So, yeah, no, it's crazy. Exactly, it's just ridiculous. I'm like, okay, you know, we're gonna call it out. It is definitely not. Oh, by the way, this is just a dauber with embossing. You know, like a pad, but it's on a dauber. And I just don't. I don't get it. I don't understand. It's just out of this world. Yeah. Too much, too much, too much. I'm definitely not understanding, like, why. I mean, at that point, you are no longer, you know, I mean, it's just like, I guess, like a Family Dollar or Dollar General. Where, well, actually, Dollar General, you can still get some items at $1. You know? You can still get some items at $1, but everything else, forget about it. And no, this is not glitter, guys, if that is what you're wondering. It's just glittered embossing powder, which is about as much glitter as I really will do. I'm still not a big fan of it. But if you've never tried embossing, you need to try it. It's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. Okay. Still don't like it because it gets everywhere. And then what we do is you're going to use your heat tool . Okay, so can y'all see that right there? So I have the effects of glitter, but it's like, it's not gonna go anywhere because it's embossed. Okay, so I have the word fall. And then I just want a cute, we're going to put us a cute little hedgehog down here. And him, I'm going to do just in some black. So, he's kind of cute right there. So we're going to do that one. Okay. Then, let's bring this one over. And let's do this one. Now this is called flocking, and what it does is it makes it look fuzzy. Okay, so think of like a teddy bear. So we're gonna let that sit for a little bit there. Now guys, up after me, we have Miss Cindy from Monarch Mom DIY, and I'm excited to see what she is going to be doing. So I don't know if you guys can see that. It's got a bit of a fuzz to it, and that's because it's flocking. It's a different type of again, a different type of medium that you can use. And I've got in all kinds of different colors, but that one was going to be like the more visible one. And then I can come in here once this is completely dry with like my pen, fine tipped pen, even a fine tip Sharpie, and I can give it like a little bit of an outline so it'll look even better. Yes, she is. She is. I agree. She is amazing. She really is. I mean, everybody is amazing in their own way, which is why I absolutely love to see what everyone does, because, you know, we're all unique. We all do things differently. We all have different, you know, we like different things. So I'm excited for that. I bought the small one, sis. Not sure how much I paid. By small one, what exactly are you talking about? Because like I'm looking for one that fits underneath my desk, and it's literally no taller than that much, like from there to there. So what we're looking at, what is this? So no more than 7 inches tall. That's what I'm looking for, because I have one, but I want a few more for underneath where my desk has the elevation for my monitor. I would love to be able to have more, but you know, now I used my regular ink down there. Okay, oh no, thank you so much for having this event, and for having a time slot that I could be part of, because because like I said, you know, for me, I try to keep my Sundays to where I spend time with hubby, because many times it's the only day that we know that he'll have some type of a break before he has to go back in again, you know. When he was on day shift, it was the only day he had fully off before he would go in on Mondays. But now with him being third shift, if he works, you know, sometimes Saturday night is the only night he's actually off. So it's like he's never really off, you know what I mean? It's just crazy. Let's see how well this one becomes visible, because this is a metallic, so I'm kind of curious how well it's going to come through. Alright, so let's see if you guys can see, if you can see there where it says fall, and then down here, this one is a little acorn, also done with the metallic. Yeah, I know, it's too much, it's ridiculous. That's why I try, you know. Yes, Monarch Mom DIY. Join Yadi's Workshop and Friends. It is a free group, guys. If you're not part of it, please think about joining, because that way you get to see everybody, you know. So I think it's a lot of fun, guys. A lot of fun. Alright, I'm gonna do me another little hedgehog. We'll do him over here, because I don't know why, but you know, somehow, for some reason, I think hedgehog is very, very fall, even though they're around like all year round. Oh. Something fell behind me. Well, I won't be able to check till after I'm done. Now, the difference between using regular ink to your embossing ink to do this is the embossing ink is clear, guys, okay? So your embossing ink is clear, whereas if you use any other ink, it's going to affect the overall color, because like in this case I'm using black, so it's going to darken the overall color that you are using, okay? So yes, you can use other inks when, you know, to emboss. You really just need something that is going to be that wet medium for the embossing powder to adhere, but you know, it will change the overall color, so just keep that in mind, okay? And we are going to do one last one that says fall on it. Because it is that season. It is that season. it is a lot of fun to play around. Like I said, I love playing with different mediums and trying different things. So, I get myself into a lot of trouble though. But it is definitely a lot of fun to try. It's a lot of fun to try different things. And it's really cool how and you have different embossing powders. So like Tim Holtz does both embossing powders and embossing glazes. The glaze is exactly what it sounds like. It's very glossy, kind of transparent looking, whereas an embossing powder is just darker overall. It's more opaque would be the proper terminology. So, what is really cool, and I know it's really hard for you guys to see, but is going from being, you know, just powder to that metallic melted look. That is, to me, what is the coolest. Like being here sitting at and watching it as it melts and turns into this metallic thing is very cool. It's a really cool effect to watch happen. So here we did the hedgehog, and he is like in a copper color, and then I have my fall right there, and so I have my cute little different. So this one was glittery, remember, this one looked more glittery, versus this one here is more of a solid. It almost looks if I had taken like a metallic pen. Which embossing powder do I use? So like I said, here I used one that is a glitter one, and then those were more of a metallic. I use a mixture of them, honestly. I have a bit of everything. I have glazes, embossing powders, flocking powders, metallics, chunky. I'll show you right quick. So like, I like to do this because it helps me to know what they're going to look like. So you can see here, this is glittery. It's going to have that glitter effect, but it won't come off because it's all melted, right? And then this one right here is, you see that? It's got these chunky flecks in it. So that is a different style. And then this is more of your regular embossing powder right here. It's going to give you that smooth, clear type of tone. And yeah, I mean, I have just all kinds of, and this is just my little ones that I keep with me. Here's some Crafter's Companion, and then I have all my Tim Holtz ones over there along with all the Ranger ones. So yeah. I have a whole bunch of them. I love it. I absolutely love them. So, but if you're starting and you want to try, okay, you don't have to go out and buy the embossing ink, okay? You do not have to go buy an embossing ink. You can use whatever regular ink you have. Just know that because it's not transparent, you know, it's going to affect the end color, okay? You can pick up it. Let's say there is a clear embossing powder. So if I were to ink in black and then put clear embossing powder, it's gonna look black, just with like a gloss over it. And you can buy the little containers at your Hobby Lobby. They have them. I can't tell you to go to Joann's anymore because we ain't got one. But that's a good place to find some. At least like some of your basic ones, you know, to get started. And then you can buy kits on the Temu, and you can buy kits on the what's it called, on the Amazon as well. yeah. So, you know, it's a lot of fun to play with. Okay, and you'll end up finding which ones you prefer. If you prefer the glittery, I only have a few of the glittery ones. I've sold all the rest because I'm very about glitter. Even though this doesn't come off, it's still glitter. But I love the metallic look that I get from a lot of the ones that I have, so that's why I like them, because it just gives me that little bit of a pop. Okay, that's what I like, because I get a little bit of that pop. All right, and then this one right here, okay, now that it's dry, I can touch, and I can come in, like I said, and you can come and you can encase this fuzzy one as well. So it's all up to you, like what you want to do with it, right? I don't mind doing this part right here, so I'm gonna do it. It's gonna look a little weird. Oops, my lights just flickered, y'all. Ugh. So we went from summer storms to now what? Fall storms? Like, can we like not have these things going on all the time? Oh my gosh. But yes, so use your napkins, use the things that you have around you to you know, to alter something like this, to make your own, instead of always buying a printable or looking for a printable. You can make your own ephemera and additives to put into your journals, is what I really wanted you guys to look at, was looking at different things that you can do. So yeah, pull those napkins out. These are gonna look great on different pages, and then I'm just gonna make some tags to go in them, you know, because this is a perfect size and they look super cute. So thank you guys for hanging out with me. I really do appreciate it. If you guys have any questions at any point in time about anything that I ever do, you can always message me, and I will help you out however I can. So thank you so much to Miss Yadi. Thank you to Miss Yvonne, because I know that you help her as well. So thank you very much, my friends. I absolutely love you guys. It was so nice to be able to hang out with you guys for a little bit while I watch Monarch Mom DIY, who is up next. You can see her in the free group Yadi's Workshop and Friends. I am going to make some dinner for my daughter, who already came in and asked what I was going to do. So, oh, and then don't forget, you guys can use glossy accents. Look at this. I don't know if you guys can tell, but this is I made this the other day, and that is glossy accents right there. Just gives you that look as if I would have used resin on something, and I didn't. And it's hard and it's nice. This is also going to go into my fall journal. I did this. It is actually a hidden, look at that. It's a hidden, it's gonna go into my journal, and I can pull it out and I can journal on it. So, you know, use what you got, make something pretty, go have fun with it, and have a wonderful and blessed week. Our week is starting. I will be getting ready for classes after dinner. So love you all, and have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. Enjoy it.